In this lesson, we're going to add and subtract radicals. These are radicals that are not square roots, though, so these are bigger than square roots. They have different indices. So look at the first one. In the first one, we have an index of 3. These are both cubed roots. The other thing when we're adding and subtracting that we have to be aware of is not just the index, but also what's underneath the radical sign. It has to be a like radical. So here we have 6 times the cubed root of 3 minus 2 times the cubed root of 3. Think of this as it's 6x minus 2x. What would you do? You would subtract the coefficients and be left with 4x. So in this case, we subtract the coefficients. So 6 minus 2, that gives us 4. And what's underneath the radical sign stays the same. So 4 times the cubed root of 3. If we look at the second one, in this case we're adding the two together. So we do the same thing. Oh, let's check our radicals. Our indexes are both 4. Okay, so we're good this time. So 5 plus 3 is 8. So we have 8 times the 4th root of 6. Again, just add the coefficient piece of it. In the next example, we have 2 times the cubed root of 7 plus 3 times the 4th root of 7. Look what we have here. We have a cubed root and we have a 4th root. Those are not the same. Since they're not the same, we cannot simplify. So just leave that one the way it is. In the next one, we have cubed root and cubed root, but our problem is we have something different underneath the radical sign. So let's see what we've got. 81 is 3 times 3 times 3 times 3. Oops. So this first expression becomes 3 times 3, cubed root of 3. 3 times 3 is 9, times the cubed root of 3. Our next expression, if we look at 54, 54 is the same as 2 times 3 times 3 times 3. I only have one group of 3's, so it's 2 times 3. Okay, so minus 2 times 3 is 6 times the cubed root of 2, because that's what's left. Since we have cubed root of 3 and cubed root of 2 left, then we can't simplify anymore. That's our final expression. If we look at the next one, we've got 16, 54, and 128. So we're going to have to do a little bit of work here. So 16, and they're all cubed roots, so that's good. So 16 is the same as 2 times 2 times 2 times 2. That means one group of 2's comes out. 3 times 2, because 3 is our coefficient. 3 times 2 is 6 times the cubed root of 2, because that's what's left. 54, like before, we did that before in the last example. So minus 4 times 3, which is 12, times the cubed root of 2. And then we have 128. Well, 128, factors of that, 128. So we're going to do 2 times 128 gives us 64. So we've got a lot of 2's here. 64 is 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 times 2, right? 8 times 8 is 64 times 2 more is 128. That means that I have a group of 2's and another group of 2's that come out. 2 times 2 is 4. Cubed root of 2, because I have a 2 left. Now everything is cubed root of 2, so all I do is add my coefficients. 6 plus negative 12 is negative 6. Negative 6 plus 4 gives me negative 2. times the cubed root of 2, and that's our final answer. Bring questions to class.